All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces COVID vaccination for children aged 15 to 18 years from 3rd of January. Precaution dose for healthcare workers and those above 60 years with comorbidities to start from 10th of January. Bharat Biotech's co-vaccine gets nod for emergency use in children from 12 to 18 years of age. Centre deploys multidisciplinary teams in 10 states to contain COVID-19. Assam government to impose night curfew in the state from today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 this morning. Punjab DGP says Ludhiana blast accused had links with foreign agencies, drug mafia and Khalistanis. NASA launches world's most powerful space telescope to scour the universe for hints of life. Opening cricket test of 3-match series between India and South Africa to begin at Centurion this afternoon. And in hockey, Uttar Pradesh crowned winners of 11th Junior National Men's Championship. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause of concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced the COVID-19 vaccination for children between 15 and 18 years of age will start from the 3rd of next month. In his address to the nation last night, the Prime Minister said this will strengthen the country's fight against COVID.
हमारे वैक्सीनेशन को जब 11 महीने पूरे हो चुके हैं तो सारी चीजों का वैज्ञानिकों ने जो अध्ययन किया है और विश्व भर के अनुभवों को देखते हुए कुछ निर्णय लिए गए हैं। 15 साल से 18 साल की आयु के बीच के जो बच्चे हैं, अब उनके लिए देश में वैक्सीनेशन प्रारंभ होगा। 2022 में 3 जनवरी को सोमवार के दिन से इसकी शुरुआत की जाएगी। ये फैसला कोरोना के खिलाफ देश की लड़ाई को तो मजबूत करेगा ही, स्कूल कॉलेजों में जा रहे हमारे बच्चों की और उनके माता पिता की चिंता भी कम करेगा।
Mr. Modi said the government has also decided that it will begin precaution doses for the healthcare workers and frontline workers from the 10th of January.
हम सबका अनुभव है कि जो कोरोना वॉरियर्स हैं, हेल्थ केयर और फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स हैं, इस लड़ाई में देश को सुरक्षित रखने में उनका बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। वो आज भी कोरोना के मरीजों की सेवा में अपना बहुत समय बिताते हैं। इसलिए प्रिकॉशन की दृष्टि से सरकार ने निर्णय लिया है कि हेल्थ केयर और फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स को वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज भी प्रारंभ की जाए। इसकी शुरुआत 2022 में 10 जनवरी सोमवार के दिन से की जाएगी।
The Prime Minister said citizens above 60 years of age with comorbidities will also have the option of precaution dose of the vaccine on the advice of their doctor from the 10th January onwards.
कोरोना वैक्सीन का अब तक का ये भी अनुभव है कि जो अधिक आयु वाले हैं और पहले से ही किसी न किसी गंभीर बीमारी से पीड़ित है, उन्हें प्रिकॉशन लेना सलाह योग्य है। इसको ध्यान में रखते हुए 60 वर्ष से ऊपर की आयु के कोमॉर्बिडिटी वाले नागरिकों को उनके डॉक्टर की सलाह पर वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज का विकल्प उनके लिए उपलब्ध होगा। ये भी 10 जनवरी से प्रारंभ होगा।
Mr. Modi appealed to the people not to panic but remain vigilant in view of the new COVID variant Omicron.
ये समय सचेत रहने का है। आज दुनिया के कई देशों में कोरोना के नए वेरिएंट ओमिक्रॉन की वजह से संक्रमण बढ़ रहा है। भारत में भी कई लोगों के ओमिक्रॉन से संक्रमित होने का पता चला है। मैं आप सभी से आग्रह करूंगा कि पैनिक न करें, सावधान रहें, सतर्क रहें, मास्क का भरपूर उपयोग करें और हाथों को थोड़ी थोड़ी देर पर धुलना, इन बातों को हमें भूलना नहीं है।
The Prime Minister mentioned that precautions and vaccination against COVID-19 are the best ways to combat the pandemic. He said our nation had started working on mission mode on vaccine development a long time ago.
वैक्सीन पर रिसर्च के साथ साथ ही अप्रूवल प्रोसेसेस, सप्लाई चेन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, ट्रेनिंग, आईटी सपोर्ट सिस्टम, सर्टिफिकेशन पर भी हमने निरंतर काम किया। इन तैयारियों का ही नतीजा था कि भारत ने इस साल 16 जनवरी से वैक्सीन देना शुरू कर दिया था। ये देश के सभी नागरिकों का सामूहिक प्रयास और सामूहिक इच्छा शक्ति है कि आज भारत 141 करोड़ वैक्सीन डोज के अभूतपूर्व और बहुत मुश्किल लक्ष्य को पार कर चुका है।
Mr. Modi informed that nearly 90% of the eligible adult population have received first dose of COVID vaccine, while over 61% have got both doses of COVID vaccine. He said the country will soon start administration of nasal vaccine and the world's first DNA vaccine against COVID-19. He also spoke on country's preparedness to deal with the pandemic.
आज देश के पास 18 लाख आइसोलेशन बेड्स हैं, 5 लाख ऑक्सीजन सपोर्टेड बेड्स हैं, 1,40,000 आईसीयू बेड्स हैं। आईसीयू और नॉन आईसीयू बेड्स को मिला दें तो 90,000 बेड्स विशेष तौर पर बच्चों के लिए भी हैं। आज देश में 3,000 से ज्यादा पीएसए ऑक्सीजन प्लांट्स काम कर रहे हैं। 4 लाख ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर्स देश भर में दिए गए हैं। राज्यों को जरूरी दवाओं की बफर डोज तैयार करने में सहायता की जा रही है। उन्हें पर्याप्त टेस्टिंग किट्स भी मुहैया कराई जा रही है।
The Prime Minister appealed to speed up the world's biggest vaccination campaign in the coming days.
Bharat Biotech's COVID-19 vaccine, Covaxin, has received approval for emergency use in children between 12 and 18 years of age. In a statement, Bharat Biotech said Covaxin is formulated uniquely such that the same dosage can be administered to adults and children. It said Covaxin has established a proven record for safety and efficacy in adults for the original variant and subsequent variants. The company said it has documented excellent safety and immunogenicity data readouts in children. It thanked the Health Ministry, Niti Aayog, Drug Controller General of India and India's National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization for their diligent review of all data and for their fastidious approval process. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 141 crore 32 lakhs. More than 29 lakh vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. Talking to AIR News, Dr. M.C. Mishra, former director of AIIMS New Delhi, said that COVID vaccine will protect people from severe type of infection.
जो मुख्य उद्देश्य है टीकों का कि हो सकता है कुछ लोगों को संक्रमण टीका लगने के बाद भी हो जाए, लेकिन वो संक्रमण कम तीव्रता का होगा, गंभीरता कम होगी, संभवतः अस्पताल में भर्ती होने की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ेगी और गंभीर रूप से बीमार होकर आईसीयू में जाने से हम बच सकते हैं और पूर्ण रूप से संभवतः हम मृत्यु से भी बच सकते हैं.
Multidisciplinary central teams have been deployed in 10 identified states which are reporting a rise in COVID-19 cases, including new variant Omicron and slow vaccination. Union Health Ministry said the teams have been sent to Kerala, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Mizoram, Karnataka, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand and Punjab. These teams will be stationed in states for 3 to 5 days and will work along with state health authorities in the management of COVID-19. The teams will also look at COVID-19 vaccination progress. Assam government has decided to impose night curfew across the state from today to contain the spread of COVID-19 infection. Assam State Disaster Management Authority issued a revised and consolidated directive for both rural and urban areas in this regard. The night curfew will be from 11:30 p.m. to 6 a.m. across the state. However, this curfew will not be applicable on 31st of this month. All the government offices will remain open. Business and commercial establishments can function up to 10:30 p.m.
The famous Sai Baba temple at Shirdi in Maharashtra will be closed during the night hours due to curfew orders issued by the state government. The CEO of Sri Sai Baba Sansthan Trust, Bhagyashri Banayat, has said that the regular aarti, which is performed in the wee hours and night, will also be closed for devotees. The other facilities like canteen and prasadalay, laddu sale counter will be closed in the curfew hours. Ms. Banayat appealed to visiting devotees to strictly follow COVID protocol. The Prime Minister addressed the Gurpurab celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji at Gurdwara Lakhpat Sahib at Kutch in Gujarat through video conferencing yesterday. Speaking at the event, Mr. Modi said that the nation will never forget the sacrifices made by Sikh brothers during the British rule. Remembering the supreme sacrifices of the Sikh community during India's freedom struggle, Mr. Modi said that the land of Jallianwala Bagh is the living example of this sacrifice. Mr. Modi said messages of Guru Nanak Dev Ji have played a crucial role in India's national integration.
हमारे गुरुओं का योगदान केवल समाज और आध्यात्म तक ही सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि हमारा राष्ट्र का चिंतन, राष्ट्र की आस्था और अखंडता अगर आज सुरक्षित है तो उसके मूल में भी सिख गुरुओं की महान तपस्या है। गुरु नानक देव जी के समय से ही आप देखिए, जब विदेशी आक्रांता तलवार के दम पर भारत की सत्ता और संपदा को हथियाने में लगे थे, तब गुरु नानक देव जी ने कहा था, पाप की जंज लई काबुल हो धाया, चोरी मंगे दानुवे लालो। यानी पाप और जुल्म की तलवार लेकर बाबर काबुल से आया है और जोर जुल्म से भारत की हुकूमत का कन्यादान मांग रहा है।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces COVID vaccination for children aged 15 to 18 years from 3rd of January. Precaution dose for healthcare workers and those above 60 years with comorbidities to start from 10th of January. Bharat Biotech's Covaxin gets nod for emergency use in children from 12 to 18 years of age. Centre deploys multidisciplinary teams in 10 states to contain COVID-19. Assam government to impose night curfew in the state from today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 this morning. Punjab DGP says Ludhiana blast accused had links with foreign agencies, drug mafia and Khalistanis. NASA launches world's most powerful space telescope to scour the universe for hints of life. Opening cricket test of 3-match series between India and South Africa to begin at Centurion this afternoon. And in hockey, Uttar Pradesh crowned winners of 11th Junior National Men's Championship. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
कोविड टीके के दोनों खुराक पाने वालों की संख्या में उत्तर प्रदेश सबसे अव्वल। यहाँ 4 करोड़ 13 लाख से अधिक लोगों को टीके की दोनों डोज देकर कोविड का सुरक्षा कवर प्रदान किया गया है।
उत्तर प्रदेश में कोविड से बचाव के लिए ट्रेसिंग, टेस्टिंग, ट्रीटमेंट और टीकाकरण की नीति से ये महामारी पूरी तरह नियंत्रित है।
चिकित्सा सुविधाओं में भी उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने नए आयाम दिए हैं। प्रदेश में कुल 97 मेडिकल कॉलेज हो गए हैं। नए मेडिकल कॉलेजेस होने से अब प्रदेश में मेडिकल की 40,000 सीट, MBBS की 35,088 और पीजी की 804 सीट्स बढ़ी हैं और इससे 65,000 से अधिक रोजगार के अवसर प्रदान होंगे।
सोच ईमानदार, काम दमदार, उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार द्वारा जनहित में प्रसारित।
Welcome back to the morning news on All India Radio. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people of the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. today. It will be the 84th episode of the monthly radio program and the last edition of the year. It will be broadcast on the entire network of AIR and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app. It will also be streamed live on the YouTube channels of the AIR News, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will also be repeated at 8 p.m. Punjab Director General of Police DGP Siddharth Chattopadhyay has said that Ludhiana blast accused had links with foreign agencies, drug mafia and Khalistani groups. Addressing the media, Mr. Chattopadhyay said accused Gagandeep Singh, a dismissed Punjab Police head constable from Khanna, was taking directions from handlers in Pakistan. He said Gagandeep Singh died while fixing wires of the bomb inside a toilet at the Ludhiana court complex on the 23rd of this month. The Punjab DGP said it was an external conspiracy to scare the judiciary. Mr. Chattopadhyay said preliminary investigations suggest that Gagandeep, while in jail, may have developed links with pro-Khalistani elements who used him to target the court premises.
The News Services Division brings you glimpses of the year 2021 in its special year-ender series, The Year That Was. Today we take a look at the progress made under Smart Cities Mission. The objective of the mission is to promote sustainable and inclusive cities that provide core infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to its citizens, a clean and sustainable environment, and application of smart solutions. Launching the Smart Cities Mission on 25th June in 2015, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said the scheme will be an important milestone for urban development in the country.
इस देश के 40% जनसंख्या जो या तो शहरों में जीवन गुजारा करती है या शहरों पर आधारित अपना जीवन गुजारा करती है, उनको क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ कैसे मिले। एक तरफ झुग्गी झोपड़ी में जिंदगी गुजारा करने वाला वो परिवार, एक तरफ रोजी रोटी की तलाश में शहर की ओर आया हुआ मजबूरन नागरिक, और दूसरी तरफ बदलता हुआ वैश्विक परिवेश। हमारे देश के गरीबों को हम उनके नसीब पर नहीं छोड़ सकते। हमारा दायित्व होता है, हमारी जिम्मेवारी होती है, और उस जिम्मेवारियों को निभाने के लिए अगर योजना पूर्वक आगे बढ़ते हैं तो परिस्थितियां पलटी जा सकती हैं, स्थितियां सुधारी जा सकती हैं और लक्ष्य को प्राप्त किया जा सकता है।
Speaking at an event earlier this year, Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs Hardeep Puri said that an Atmanirbhar India will only be possible if the cities become productive. He said that by 2030, almost 70% of the national GDP will come from cities as rapid urbanization facilities, efficiencies of agglomerations. Our correspondent reports that a total of 100 smart cities were selected under Smart Cities Mission through 4 rounds of competition from January 2016 to June 2018.
There has been considerable progress in implementation of projects under the Smart Cities Mission since its inception. The pace of implementation has increased significantly over past 39 months, with 270% growth in projects tendered and 407% growth in projects grounded or completed. The period of implementation of Smart Cities Mission has been extended up to June 2023, and all smart cities are expected to complete their projects within the stipulated time. Central government has released more than 27,000 crore rupees so far under the Smart Cities Mission. Over 22,000 crore rupees has already been utilized out of the total released amount. 6,452 projects worth more than 1,84,000 crore rupees have been tendered so far. Suparna Saikya for AIR News, Delhi.
Ladakh Lieutenant Governor R.K. Mathur virtually launched the distribution of property cards under the Swamitva scheme in Leh. Government's flagship scheme, Swamitva, aims to provide an integrated property validation solution for rural India through the demarcation of rural Abadi areas using drone surveying technology. Our Leh correspondent has filed this report.
Implementing Swamitva scheme after due completion of procedure, including agreement signed with the Survey of India on 25th of May 2021. Being border region, officials have to work in close coordination with Air Force as well as Army besides routine collaboration with police, panchayat, villagers and councillors of the region. Property card to 30 households of 2 villages of Leh district have been distributed on the occasion of Good Governance Day in Leh. LG K. Mathur said that scheme and property card are token of respect to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his birth anniversary. Yangchen Dolma for AR News from Leh Ladakh.
America's space agency, NASA, has launched world's largest and most powerful space telescope into orbit to make breakthrough discoveries on the origins of the universe and Earth-like planets beyond our solar system. The James Webb Space Telescope, NASA's premier space observatory of the next decade, launched in an Ariane rocket from the European Space Agency's base in French Guiana on Christmas Day to scour the universe for hints of life. Webb, named after one of the architects of the Apollo moon landings, is the successor to the Hubble telescope. And now, let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
The 26th of December is the birth anniversary of great revolutionary freedom fighter Shaheed Udham Singh. Born in Sangrur district of Punjab in 1899, Udham Singh was originally named Sher Singh. Having grown up in the early decades of the 20th century, he was heavily influenced by political events in Punjab, such as the Kamagata Maru incident in 1914 and the activities of the Ghadar party. Udham Singh was a young boy of 20 when he witnessed General Dyer's madness at Jallianwala Bagh in 1919. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre was a turning point in his life, and Udham Singh resolved to take revenge.
Influenced by the activities of Bhagat Singh, he got involved in the Ghadar party in 1924. For the next few years, he travelled abroad and organized Indian revolutionaries overseas to overthrow colonial rule. All this while, Udham Singh was making plans to assassinate Michael O'Dwyer.
पगड़ी संभाल तेरा लुट गया माल पगड़ी संभाल जट्टा.
20 years after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, Udham Singh fulfilled his promise as he shot Michael O'Dwyer at a meeting in London on the 14th of March 1940. Michael O'Dwyer was the Lieutenant Governor of Punjab where the Jallianwala Bagh incident had happened. The assassination of Dwyer shook up the British authorities. Upon trial, he was sentenced to death.
The accused would be hanged till death. Down with British imperialism! Down with British tyranny! Inqilab! Inqilab! Inqilab!
Soon after, he was taken to Pentonville Prison in North London, where he was hanged to death on the 31st of July, 1940.
আমার দেশের মাটি তোমার পরে ঠেকাই মাথা.
26th of December is also the death anniversary of Beena Das. Beena Das was a revolutionary freedom fighter from West Bengal who attempted to assassinate the then governor of Bengal. Born on August 24th, 1911 in Krishnanagar, Beena's father, Beni Madhav Das, was a teacher in Cuttack. Subhash Chandra Bose was one of his students. Her mother, Sarala Devi, was a social worker. At a young age, Beena Das joined a semi-revolutionary organization for women in Calcutta.
It was her friend Suhasini Ganguly who introduced her to the Bengal Revolutionary Party. It was then that Beena decided to assassinate the Bengal governor. At that time, Beena was pursuing graduation from Calcutta University. On the 6th of February in 1932, Beena Das walked into the convocation hall of the university with a revolver hidden under her clothes. She fired 5 bullets upon Governor Jackson, but he managed to escape. She was arrested and sentenced to 9 years of imprisonment at the age of 21. And the British government also withheld her graduation certificate.
After her release from prison, she participated in the Quit India movement. She married fellow freedom fighter Jyotish Bhaumik after independence. In later years, she took up teaching as a profession, but professionally she suffered because she didn't have a graduation certificate. For her contributions to social work, she was awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India in 1960.
After the death of her husband, she retreated to Rishikesh. She spent the rest of her life refusing every pension payment that the government provided to freedom fighters. She died in solitude and anonymity in 1986.
In 2012, Beena Das, along with Preeti Lata Vaddedar, were conferred the graduation certificates posthumously by Calcutta University, nearly 80 years after the British government withheld them. We salute the brave daughter of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar, AIR News ke Sang. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
The first cricket test of the 3-match series between India and South Africa will begin today at the Centurion. The match will start at 1:30 p.m. Indian time. In hockey, Uttar Pradesh were crowned the winners of the 11th Junior National Men's Championship following a 3-1 victory over Chandigarh in the final at Kovilpatti in Tamil Nadu yesterday. In the 3rd and 4th place playoff match, Odisha edged out Haryana 3-2 in a closely contested match to clinch the 3rd place in the competition.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh and Gilgit are likely to have light snow. In the northeast, Imphal, Shillong, Kohima, Itanagar will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle, and Gangtok will have partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. All the dailies have the late evening televised address of the Prime Minister on their front page headline today. The Times of India reports, vax for 15 to 18, precaution dose for health workers 60 plus with ailments. The Indian Express adds, according to country's top technical advisory body, precautionary shots could be of a different vaccine. Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa top in centre's Good Governance Index, writes Sunday Pioneer. Graded COVID plan to kick in if test positivity rate over 0.5% for 2 days, says Hindustan Times. Surajkund Crafts Mela from February 4th, Jammu and Kashmir to be the theme state, cites the Tribune. 22 farmer unions form front to fight Punjab polls, notes the Hindu. And finally, India Inc. makes gender diversity a priority in 2021 with CEOs, boards pushing for hiring more women, reports the Economic Times.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces COVID vaccination for children aged 15 to 18 years from 3rd of January. Precaution dose for healthcare workers and those above 60 years with comorbidities to start from 10th of January. Bharat Biotech's co-vaccine gets nod for emergency use in children from 12 to 18 years of age. Centre deploys multidisciplinary teams in 10 states to contain COVID-19. Assam government to impose night curfew in the state from today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in his Mann Ki Baat program at 11 this morning. Punjab DGP says Ludhiana blast accused had links with foreign agencies, drug mafia and Khalistanis. NASA launches world's most powerful space telescope to scour the universe for hints of life. Opening cricket test of 3-match series between India and South Africa to begin at Centurion this afternoon. And in hockey, Uttar Pradesh crowned winners of 11th Junior National Men's Championship. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.